As much as I wanted to buy my own racing rig, it's cheaper just to build your own. And for the seat, that's probably the most annoying thing. Like I wasn't sure what seat to use, how to build it, should I buy it. This seat, really ugly, really cheap, but I got it for free, so that's why I'm using it. And it's like a comfortable, cool looking, right? It's like a bucket seat. I ended up going with aluminum. This I already had at home, that's why I'm using it. I mean, I guess I would have bought it too, but it was a huge convenience to have it already. So I'll go ahead and take it apart, show you guys how I did it. And if you want to do it too, it's actually really simple. What I used was pretty much everything I used and going to be using. A drill to make the holes for the bolts and nuts. You want a grinder with the cutting disc and the grinding disc for when you're making all the cuts for it. Tape measure to measure the size. You want the ratchet, and that's for the bolts. A file, you kind of want the file because when you're cutting it, it's going to leave, I don't know what it's called, but you can see it's some right here where it doesn't leave it smooth, and you want to kind of file it a little bit smoother. Helps a lot. I'm not going to use sandpaper when I paint it. I'm just going to scuff it up with this, so it'll be a lot easier to do it, and it'll still be good. When I paint it, I'm going to prime. So first, scuff it with this. Then I'm going to use a filler primer to primer it up. Filler primer kind of fills in imperfections in the material. So I mean, you still want to sand it as smooth as possible, but this will help a little bit. And I'm not going to use both of these. This one's like $3 and it's gloss black. This one is, I believe, like 6 or 7. I mean, of course I'd prefer this one, but color-wise, price-wise, I prefer this one. Color-wise, satin black or semi-gloss. It's twice, so it'll be up to you how you want it to look in the ending, color-wise. But you don't need to paint this. You should be good like this. I mean, clean it up. I did clean it. It's just dirty. You don't need to paint this. You can leave it how you want. But for me, like with the black, it'll go with the house, the room, I mean, and it'll look a lot cleaner. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Cause this one is like $8-9. This is kind of expensive. I'm on carpet, so the corners and the edges on the legs, it's not a big deal. But if you're like on hardwood floor or tile, you don't want it to like, damage it, scratch or anything. I'd buy some kind of rubber piece to put under there. This is pretty much it. After I take it somewhat apart, you can see how many pieces I used and the lengths of it. For the length, 22 inches, which is this one right here. The height, these are 6 inches. And I measured with another seat, just like a random seat, and to see where I wanted the steering wheel to be. And for me, 6 inches was the right one. And I kind of want the steering wheel kind of high by my chest. If you want the steering wheel low, maybe between your stomach and your chest, you're gonna want longer legs. But also I do like a test run with like a random chair just to make sure it feels good. You make sure, like, because your hands and your back is going to be there for a while, so make sure it's comfortable. And that's where I kind of liked for myself. The width, these are different because these were kind of just laying around. Well, actually, no, I cut this one 17.5, and this is one that I just had laying around, so you can see it's kind of a little bit off, but it works. Let's see what this one is. About 16. And I used all bolts just so it's for you folks that don't have like a welder or don't want to pay somebody to do it. Like, you could just do this on your own really easy. This is aluminum. So I use aluminum instead of steel because, I mean, it's lighter. Like, this is way lighter. Lighter, easier to cut through, easier to drill. A bunch of holes, forget that. This one does too. That's where I put the screws through. They didn't come with these. I got these at Home Depot. This one's a little funny because it's 3/4, so it's been falling off, but these are fine inside. But you don't really need these long ones. This was for my original idea that I didn't like. That's why they're so longer. But realistically, I mean, I just use 3/4 ones, and they work fine. And I use the same for all of them. And this goes right here, as you can see. I'll put it together right now. All right, so this is on. Just 1, 2 bolts. And one thing I wanted to mention is that for the width section, for the rear, it's on the outside. And it's just a lot cleaner look. Where on this side, it's the opposite. It's on the inside. And part of that reason is that it's too short. So if I put it on the outside, it would look kind of funny. So next you're going to put the legs, and depending on if you're doing the front or the rear, if you're doing the front, it goes like this. If I was doing the rear, this would go on the inside like that. So I'll go ahead and add these bolts right here. So it's pretty much put back together now. I'm going to go ahead and tighten up all the leg bolts, except the ones for the mount, because I'm going to remove it to paint right now. So not these. I'm just going to take off the whole thing, scuff it, and paint it with the satin black, and hopefully it comes out good. I went ahead and scuffed it, cleaned it up a lot. So yeah, so I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but it does look kind of nice with just the scuff. So if you don't want to paint it, you can just scuff it up. Just doing the black now. Start on the inside. Still the first coat, and probably the only one. It's just moving a little because I was holding it. Should be fine. And you could just do light coats. Like black is a concealing color, so you don't need. If it was white, maybe a little bit different story. But black, you can really just light coats. And it kind of covers a decent amount of time. Don't just hold it. That's not really necessary. Few things before I finish. Make sure your grinder has a handle and eye protection. But I ended up getting this at Harbor Freight. $2. It's like a little rubber piece. Even though I'm using it on carpet, I might end up using something. If you have hardwood floors, tile, I would just use something. I was just gonna like maybe cut out little squares here for every little leg. So I don't need this little guy. You can use it this way, glue it on there, or if you flip it around, it should be adhesive under here. So you could just glue it on there, but just make sure to protect your floors. I'm sure you've noticed the seat mount already. Came out I'm happy with it. Not the smoothest or the cleanest paint, but I believe if I would have sanded down the primer a little, maybe with the high grit, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, the black would have came out a lot smoother. But for the most part, I mean, for the application I'm using it for, really happy with it. I don't plan on modifying anytime soon, so it'll stay like that for a while. Next on the list, I just need to modify my seats a little. This is throttle, clutch. I don't know if you'll be able to see when I give throttle, it'll lean to the right a little. So I'm probably going to put like another aluminum piece right here. Same thing, we use these right here. Whoop, whoop. And that will give us some support. For the seat, pedals, I'll change them. Like, it's not going to stay like this forever, but it'll stay like this for a while. I mean, I'm expecting it to be really comfortable and good for now. Instead of buying like a Sam rig, I'd rather buy like, the gear shifter, the H pattern, or the handbrake, stuff like that. Or a go-kart, like a real go-kart. But for the most part, I mean, yeah, so far I'm saving tons of money, right? I'm pretty happy.